Hi and good day everyone. My name is Fong Hau Weng and my trip number is 279987. First and foremost, I will go through activity-based costing and activity-based management in details. Are you familiar with the term of activity-based costing? ABC stands for activity-based costing, which is a way of allocating overhead and indirect costs to related products and services. Furthermore, activity-based costing is a method based on activities such as any event, unit of work, or activities with a specific goal. In contrast to traditional costing methods, activity-based costing acknowledges the relationship between cost, overhead activities, and manufacturing goods, while also allocating indirect costs to products with less subjectivity. However, some indirect costs such as management and office staff salaries are difficult to attribute to a product. This costing system is most commonly implemented in the manufacturing industry, since it enhances cost data accuracy, resulting in almost accurate costs and better classification of the costs included by the company throughout its manufacturing process. As shown in the diagram, resources are assigned to activities which are subsequently assigned to cost projects based on their utilization. Let's look at an example of activity-based costing by looking at the machine setup activity and the machine inspection activity. As the number of machine setup increases, so do the costs, and as the number of examining hours increases, so does the inspection cost. Let us now turn our attention to activity-based management. Activity-based management, or ABM, is a management discipline that focuses on the management of activities as a means of improving the value provided to customers and the profit generated by providing that value. Activity-based management is a management technique that may be used by a variety of businesses, including manufacturers, service companies, and government agencies. Other than that, activity-based management may be used to identify and distribute activity costs in an organization. Furthermore, by tracking multiple cost drivers for each essential operation separately, the possibility for cost efficiency is uncovered by implementing this management system. For instance, if a company has opened a second office, activity-based management may assist management in determining the cost of establishing that location, which includes staff, facilities, and overhead. Then, based on this cost, any subsequent profits will decide if they are sufficient to cover or justify those costs.
Good day everyone, my name is Jee Chee You, entry number 287378. Activity-based costing ABC is a process that consists of 5 different steps. Now I'm going to explain about each step in ABC process. The first step in ABC process is to identify the costly activities required to complete the products. First of all, the company needs to understand all the activities required to make the company's product. Achieving this goal requires interviewing and meeting with personnel throughout the organization. Example of activities such as machine-related activities and direct labor-related activities. These activities can be categorized into 4 categories, which are unit-level activities like the use of indirect material and consumable, batch-level activities such as material ordering and the machine setup costs, product-level activities such as the designing of a product and the advertising of a specific product, and the last one, facility level activities, such as the salary of the production manager and the maintenance of the building. Companies that use activity-based costing, such as Coca-Cola and IBM, may identify hundreds of activities that are required to make their products. The most challenging part is they are required to narrow down their activities to those that have the biggest impact on their overhead costs. The second step is assigning the overhead cost to the activity cost pool. Cost pool means a grouping of the total costs for each major activity. It simply means allocation and apportionment of various costs to a particular activity or group of activities. After the activities have been identified, the cost of resources consumed over a specified period must be assigned to each activity. This cost will have to be apportioned on some suitable basis. For example, the total cost for all setup might constitute into one cost pool for all setup related costs. Next, the third step is we need to identify the cost driver for each activity. Cost driver is used to describe the significant determinant of the cost of the activity. It simply means that the activity which determines the cost. Identifying the cost driver also requires gathering information and interviewing the key personnel in various areas of the organization, such as purchasing, production, and quality control. Some of the examples of the cost driver are the number of setup for setup related costs, number of production run for production costs, and the quality inspection for quality control costs. The following step is to calculate the predetermined overhead rate for each activity. This is done by dividing the estimated overhead costs that have been calculated in step 2 by the estimated level of cost driver activity that has been identified in step 3. For example, the estimated total overhead cost for inspecting the finished product is 1 million ringgit Malaysia, and the estimated cost driver activity is 20,000 hours. Thus, the predetermined overhead rate for this activity is 50 ringgit per inspection hour. For the final step of ABC process, we need to allocate the overhead cost to the product. The overhead cost will be charged to the product using cost driver rate according to the requirement of the activities for each product, also known as the demand of a product. A product's demand for the activities is measured by the number of transactions it generates for the cost driver. Thus, the product will be charged for related activity costs accurately. That's all for my presentation. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Hong Ting and my matrix number is 288562. I would like to present about the stage in activity-based management. There are 3 steps in activity-based management, which are identifying the activity that the organization performs, calculating the cost of each activity, and identifying the activity cost driver for each activity. Step 1 is to identify the activities that the organization performs. Organization performs hundreds or even thousands of different activities. Recognize that every activity performed by the organization is not feasible or even beneficial. So, judgment is required to identify the significance of activities, possibly based on the amount of time they spend to perform them or based on the expected cost. Examples of some of the activities that may take place in a manufacturing organization are schedule production jobs, set up machine, receive materials, run machines, support existing product, introduce new product, and calculate the cost of the activities. Step 2 is to calculate the cost of each activity. All overhead costs must be allocated to the specific activities to which they relate using the appropriate basis. For example, employees may be asked to estimate the time they spend on each of the above activities in order to allocate factories' employees' costs to related activities. Other costs such as rent, heating, and lighting must also be shared. This is similar to the principle of allocating and apportioning costs to cost center in the traditional absorption costing. Step 3 is to identify the cost driver for each activity. Cost drivers are factors that cause changes in the cost of an activity. In traditional costing, the cost drivers is always assumed to be production, measured in unit of quantities or by surrogate metrics such as labor hours or machine hours. However, in activity-based management, it is recognized the cost of a particular activity may be depend on factors other than the output volume. In the case of sale order processing, the cost driver might be the number of orders processed. Therefore, whether a sales order contains 5-line items or 10-line items, it takes the same amount of time to process it. The cost driver for activity may be as follows. For the planning production jobs, the cost driver is related to the number of production runs. For setup machines, the cost driver is the number of setups. Received materials cost driver is the number of receipts. For the running machine, the cost driver is related to the machine hours. Number of product is the cost driver of activity to support existing products. And in the case of introduced new product, the cost driver may be the number of new product introduced.
Hi, my name is Kow Qiao Yu and my matrix number is 287921, and I will continue for the benefits of ABC and ABM. First is the benefit of activity-based costing ABC. ABC provides accurate and reliable cost information of the business processes, products, services, and customers with appropriate method. Because ABC focuses on the support and production activity that will be incurred in the new product or procedure. The cost information is used to help management in designing a new product or procedure. This may help with the knowledge and justification of manufacturing overhead costs. As a result, a better decision can be taken. With a more exact product cost, the company may set a more reasonable selling price, which is calculated by adding a profit markup to the cost. Besides, company can use the cost of activity to create budget and compare it with the actual activity to see whether the goals are being met or not. For example, Coca-Cola employs ABC pricing to decide its price point. Coca-Cola has a diverse product line and a vast inventory which can account for a big portion of production expenses that is typically underestimated. Coca-Cola has employed ABC to assess the distinctions between its larger global products and its regionalized specialty items. They were able to set price settings in each market that ensure them a considerable profit because of their understanding of how product costs fluctuate between established, familiar types, and specialized types products. As we know, activity-based costing ABC is defined as a methodology that measures the cost and performance of activities, resources, and cost objects, so it's able to identify inefficient processes and assist management to target for improvements. This is because ABC identifies the real nature of cost behavior that allows the management to identify unnecessary costs, wasteful products, and activities which do not add value to the product in order to use the resources productively. Then improvement can be made through activity elimination by eliminate non-value added activity, or through activity reduction by decrease the time and resources required by activity to improve efficiency. Tesla, for example, has saved hundreds of millions of dollars by employing ABC to identify and eliminate unnecessary, inefficient, and duplicate processes in its automobile manufacturing process, which has also streamlined product development dramatically. Next is the benefit of activity-based management ABM. ABM is subsequently defined by CAMI as a discipline that focuses on the management of activities as the route to improving the value received by the customer and the profit achieved by providing this value. ABM helps management to improve the value received by the customer through focusing on value-added activity that might add value of product or service from the customer's point of view. This could help company create and sustain a competitive advantage in the marketplace. Then is improving the profit achieved by providing this value. ABM can be used to help management in making product mix decisions. For your information, product mix is a combination of all product lines and items that a particular seller offers for sale. We should realize that not all products can be marketed in the same way and bring profits to the company. Thus, with information provided by ABM, company will be able to recognize the high profitability product and market them, meanwhile remove the low profit product away from the product mix. For instance, a winter clothing brand company is considering adding a new line of winter dog booties. Thus, they use ABM to evaluate how this new line of products will affect company profitability. The evaluation determines that the cost of marketing is high as their current demographic is narrowly athletic and not leisure or animal related. They would have to expand their market to a new demographic to gain a considerable profit.
I am Yu Wei, and I am going to present the part Implementation of Activity-Based Costing ABC and Activity-Based Management ABM. There are some dominant factors for the adoption of Activity-Based Costing ABC. The first one is complexity of manufacturing. In terms of complexity, diverse product lines, process-based production, and major differences in product motivate the use of ABC to make the costing system work more easier. Second, top management support. A strong active support from all top management of various departments encourage the adoption of ABC. Next, cost data usage within business unit has become one of the dominant factors for the adoption of ABC, where financial measures are regarded as the most important indicator for the use of activity-based costing ABC. This is because it is costly to switch from traditional cost system to ABC, as small medium enterprise SMEs are facing limited resources for this transformation. Certain factors are necessary to help the implementation of ABC to be successful no matter what company is involved. The first one is interdependent environment. The environment should have a pre-existing process-oriented improvement program. This is because a disposition towards internal change in an organization will help move the implementation along. The second, security. Employees will fear to be replaced if their unit is found to be unprofitable. So, ensuring that the work is safe and the assistance is necessary will increase their participation in the implementation. As a result, ABC can be implemented successfully. The legitimacy. Senior operating management needs to lead the implementation to show employees the commitment to the effort of company in transforming costing system from traditional costing system to ABC. Next, coordination and integration. Various departments are involved in decision making to ease the implementation process. The last one is incentive alignment. Making incentives based on ABC information instead of traditional will motivate and push personnel toward focusing on successful implementation. The reason that why an organization implement activity-based management (ABM). The first one is total pressure to reduce cost of production and maximize the profit. The second, competitive pressure and market condition. An organization who implement ABM in their costing system is to maintain their competitiveness in market. The organization-wide program, introduction of benchmark, regulatory issue, as well as the thinking work class through process management are the rest of the reason why an organization implement ABM. Difficulties faced in the implementation process of activity-based costing ABC and activity-based management ABM. They are resistant to change in funds, uncertainty about the implementation cost, the risk of implementation, the extent of the technical condition required to successful implementation, the reluctance of employees or manager, uncertainty about the support from top management, difficulties in identifying and selective activities, problems when collecting data for this new system, and satisfaction with existing traditional cost system, keeping the state of an organization to implement ABC and ABM in their costing system. The implementation of activity-based costing ABC and activity-based management ABM often fail because the business does not take the time to identify what they are trying to achieve and then to ensure the approach will deliver the required outputs. For example, for an organization who wants to decide on the correct approach to ABM, it should be put more effort to ensure the approach from being succeed. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Hello and good day to Doctor and all. My name is Agnes See Peck Mun with matric number 279285. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with how the activity-based costing, which is ABC, becomes activity-based management, which is ABM. First of all, with the ABC comes first and ABM second approach, or using the ABC to become ABM, we use the ABC for strategy analysis to take advantages of strategic opportunities that will quickly bear fruit. In order to use the same ABC data for ABM, using two approaches, which are, the first one is disaggregate the activity cost and their outputs to allow for more detail. Added detail will allow more opportunity to uncover possible benefits. This approach usually requires smaller dedicated ABC models to provide this detail and help managers to appreciate how the complexity of modern businesses affect costs. The second approach is calculate the business process cost. This approach uses the activity cost prior to ABC and consider how the activities are sequenced in time. Next, by applying ABM techniques to seek out the root causes of problems. Both ABC and ABM are management tools that aid in the management of operational activities in order to improve a business entity's or an entire organization's performance. But here's the question: is ABM a type of tool of ABC method? Some specialists or experts think or believe that the ABC technique's expansion is based on the ABM method, while others do believe that the ABC method has evolved independently from the ABM method. This is the scheme that related between ABC and ABM. As you can see from on the scheme above, the activity-based costing method represents in fact of an instrumental extension of the activity-based management method. The ABM method is an excellent way to improve the quality of managerial decisions, mostly based on the information provided by the ABC method. The ABM method permits the proper allocation of the resources to activities, helps to improve production and reduce their costs as well, based on the analysis done through the ABC method. Okay, I will continue some here. The goal of the ABC approach is not to affect the cost levels, but rather to allocate effective action on the cost-determining activities. As a result, a new dimension is added to the ABC method, which is the activity-based management ABM method. Although the calculating aspect is not the most important aspect of the process, still it is enhanced by the addition of a strategic and also managerial dimension. Therefore, cost computation is still regarded as an important management tool in this new approach. We must conduct an activity analysis of the company once more. By prioritizing actions above activities, the ABM technique makes it possible to guide actions toward the long-term goals. All costs that have the property of being changeable can be useful in the decision-making process. This is where the term activity-based management ABM came from. These claims demand a definition of the movement of resources through the circulation process of the enterprise operations and also the diverse products, which is extremely similar to reality. As a result, it's feasible to determine the resources usage for each activity as well as its worth. In addition to that, the expansion of ABC and ABM application to different types of businesses, different functional specializations within businesses, and the complementarities of ABC and ABM to other new high-profile management and accounting techniques has added the shift from ABC to ABM. Together, ABC and ABM methodologies provide the tools and the knowledge base to make informed decisions that are related to the pricing, management, and also the improvement of products and services. Another word, when ABM is together with the ABC, this can let or enable managers to better understanding, make both customer and also product profitability, and more. Besides that, ABC and ABM are two sides of the same coin in terms of the value. Furthermore, ABC becomes ABM when it's used to the first one, used to design products and services that meet or exceed customers' expectations and can be produced and delivered at a profit. The second one, when it's used to signal where either continuous or discontinuous improvements in quality, efficiency, and speed are needed. The third one is used to guide product mix and the investment decisions. The fourth one is used to choose among the alternative suppliers. The fifth one is used to negotiate about the price, the product features, the quality, delivery, and the service with customers. The next one is used to employ efficient and effective distribution and service processes to the target market and also the customer segments. And lastly is used to improve the value of an organization's products and also services. To conclude, ABC and ABM systems are very effective means for improving company's performance on many fronts. An organization can realize the power of the ABC and ABM together when the right individuals access to the right information. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Until next time.
Thank you, Agnes. Well, it's me again to wrap up the information we got for this discussion on activity-based costing and activity-based management. Activity-based management is based on information gathered by using a managerial management tool called activity-based costing. Activity-based costing, on the other hand, aims to identify and reduce cost drivers by maximizing capital. The business process and management activities that support organizational business objectives are the basis of activity-based management. Both systems are management tools that may be used to manage organizational operations and increase the productivity of a business entity or an entire company. Activity-based management may be thought as a subset of activity-based costing. By aligning business costs like suppliers, wages, and listing operations to company processes, goods, customers, and sales activity-based costing tends to increase overall management performance and effectiveness. As a result, the conclusion that can be drawn for this topic is that activity-based costing and activity-based management are related to and require one another since they both play important roles in organizations and may assist one another. So, if you own a business, you will need both of these methods to help you collect accurate data for bookkeeping. Thank you so much for your interest and attention. We sincerely appreciate that we have this opportunity to present to you, and have a nice day.